Hi guys, I hope you're good. I'm gonna be here with you to do a Lebanese Arabic lesson. I'm gonna try to copy paste things and pin the comment here, and so that you can get the chance to look at every single thing that I'm saying. Okay? So, as always, this is going to be a Lebanese Arabic lesson, and when I say Lebanese, it also means a lesson that falls under the Levantine dialect, because Levantine is also spoken in the region where Palestinian, Lebanese, Syrian, and Jordanian fall under the same category, which is the same dialect, Levantine dialect. So, hi everyone, and thank you for joining. Hi to everyone. It's nice to see you again. Yalla, I'm gonna wait a minute for everyone to sign in because this was a spontaneous live. Meanwhile, I want to let you know, as always, if you want to learn Lebanese Arabic, okay, it's good to learn here on Instagram. Sometimes I put fun and short lessons, but you can go to my YouTube where I also put more intensive and longer lessons. Also, if you need more structure in your learning, you can come do a 30-day challenge with us. I run 30-day challenge courses, pre-recorded or in-person courses. You can get in touch. I'm going to leave my email for more information. So it's always good to also do a 30-day challenge to boost your learning experience. There are levels all the way from absolute beginners to advanced. And recently, I have been doing more the pre-recorded version of the 30-day challenge, so I have more time to create content. But at the same time, I do Q&A sessions and recap sessions, so you have the flexibility of studying on your own, you have the challenge, and at the same time we get to see each other and study together as well. So, yalla, let's begin. Notice all of these words that are here, that I put in here, they look similar, so today's lesson is going to be a little bit confusing, okay? But we will try not to make it confusing, and say everything that I'm saying out loud with me so that you can memorize them, okay? And later on you can also write their meanings down. Why is it confusing? Because we're going to talk about so many words that come from the roots nun, va, and ra, okay? So all of these words are related to seeing and sight, okay? So you have the letter nun, and in Lebanon we're not going to pronounce it as a va, we will pronounce it za, as in zombie, for example, okay? So you have nun, za, and the ra. Now, if I look at the first word here, I wrote the standard Arabic way with a fatha and a fatha. Nadara, yanzuru. But in Lebanese, even if it's standard Arabic, we pronounce it nazara, yanzuru. Nazara, yanzuru. Nazara is the past tense of the verb, which means he looked. And yanzuru means he looks. Nazara, yanzuru. He looked, he looks. But in Lebanese, we don't say nazara to say he looked, or yanzuru to say he looked. We say طلع هو طلع هو بيطلع, okay? طلع بيطلع. It's written like that. Look, it's written with a ta and the ta, but together you pronounce it as if it's one letter. طلع طلع هو طلع, he looked, okay? So don't say in the Lebanese dialect هو نظر أو هو بينظر. No, هو طلع أو هو بيطلع, okay? So check the comment that I wrote, طلع. But in Fusha, they will say نظر, which in Lebanese, even in Fusha, we pronounce نظر, and ينظر, which we pronounce as ينظر in Lebanese. He looked, he looks. Okay, so that's standard Arabic. Why did I want to give you the verb in standard Arabic? To remind you that everything that we are doing today is related to looking and seeing. Okay? Now, the next word, look at it and say it out loud with me. Hi, Sandy. Missed you. So the next word is nazar. Okay? It's not nazara as in standard Arabic. No, it's nazar. And there is a sukun on the re. Nazar. Yalla, say it with me out loud. And in Lebanese, we will pronounce it as a za, not as a va or anything like that. Nazar. Nazar means sight. okay? Your eyes, like how you see, sight, okay? Nazar. So sometimes if you want to say to someone, okay, like for example, if I like a guy, okay, and that guy doesn't like me, maybe my friend will say to me, شو بلا نظر, bala nazar, without sight. It's like a way to say, like, how come they don't see you the way you are, like bala nazar, okay? Or I don't know, maybe I'm driving and somebody suddenly jumps in front of me or something, and I'm angry, which I'm almost never angry when I drive. You can be like, when you're in a shock, you can say "Shu bala nazar," like, are you not seeing? Like, are you not looking in front of you? So that's how we can use bala nazar. You're literally saying without sight, okay? Without sight, bala nazar. So it can have two meanings. It can mean like, somebody is not really actually seeing the truth or the reality of a person or a situation. Or maybe, as I said, somebody who hi Nermeen, missed you. Somebody who by mistake, for example, didn't see you and maybe like, I don't know, bumped into you, or like you had a car crash with them or something like that. Okay, so that's related to nazar, sight, and bala nazar, without sight. Now, you can also use the word nazar, sight, to use the phrase بغض النظر. And actually, I should have put here عن. بغض النظر عن. يلا, say it with me. بغض النظر عن. بغض النظر means like by covering the sight. Literally, that's how, from something. That's how you're saying it. Which means irrespective of blah blah blah. بغض النظر عن something. Da, 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 da. Okay, you can continue the sentence. You're saying irrespective of, مثلا بغض النظر عن اللي صار, irrespective of what happened, بعدني بحبه, I still love him. Okay, so that's how you can use بغض النظر عن, which means irrespective of. أنا كمان اشتقت لك نرمين, يلا تعي. Okay, so بغض النظر عن. يلا, say it with me. بغض النظر عن. So be careful. It's B غض. It's a kasra under the B and a fatha on the غين. بغض النظر. Irrespective of. It's not بغض النظر, because if you put a kasra under بغض النظر, بغض, it's not غد, it's غض. بغض النظر, it's a way to say somebody like consciously tries to pretend like something didn't happen, like because he's covering his sight. I don't know, if let's say I don't know, I have a baby, I have a son, okay, and he did something naughty, okay, I can tell him, okay, راح غض النظر عن يلي عملته. راح غض. It's not غد, it's غد, and it's a kasra, and in Lebanese you don't pronounce always the kasra as غد. No, it's غد. راح غض النظر. I will disregard what you did, like I will pretend as if I didn't see it. You see, that's what it means. راح غض النظر. Okay, so don't get confused. One is بغض النظر with a fatha, and one is بغض النظر. He disregards, like consciously disregards. Okay, so بغض النظر, okay, that's not a verb. بغض النظر, that's a verb, and it means he disregards what happened. Okay, yalla. If you have a question, ask, okay? Because as I said, today it's gonna be a little bit confusing, and keep your eyes on every word I'm saying. The next one is nazra. Nazra. And there's a te marbuta. Nazra is just a look. It's not the way I look. No, the look in someone's eyes. Nazra. Okay? So for example, I wrote after the word nazra, I said nazartu btaqtul. Nazartu btaqtul. His look. The look in his eyes. Btaqtul. It kills, which means his look is a killer, which means like when he looks at me, I can't stand it because it's like so beautiful, and it kills me. The look in his eyes kills me. نظرته بتقتل. So notice when the word is on its own, I'm just saying نظرة with a te marbuta. and I'm not pronouncing the te marbuta, it's silent. But when I'm pronouncing the te marbuta, it's because I'm adding a possessive ending to it. So I cannot say nazra'o, that would be wrong. I have to say nazarto. Yalla, pronounce with me. Nazarto, his look. Or nazrita, her look. Okay? Nazarto, his look. Nazrita, his look. Btaqtul. Btaqtul is the verb in the feminine form because the word nazra is feminine. The look is a killer. It kills. So the look, the word nazra, is a feminine word, so I have to say btaqtul. If I say nazartu biqtul, that's wrong. I have to say nazartu btaqtul because it's the nazra that btaqtul. Okay? So nazartu btaqtul. The next one is nazir. Okay? It's a long a. Nazir. And in the feminine form, we say nazra. Nazir. Nazra. It's a supervisor because they kind of like, they have to look around and see if whoever is under their supervision is acting right or wrong. Especially, for example, at school, do you call him also in English the supervisor? The person who is responsible, not a teacher and not the principal, the supervisor, who comes and checks if we're behaving or we're misbehaving. That's nazir and nazra. Okay? Nazir in the masculine form, if it's a guy, and if it's a woman, you say nazra. Nazir, nazra. So usually we use it a lot to say it's a school supervisor. Okay? Now, the act of being a supervisor is tanzir. Tanzir. And it's not really just like tanzir as in supervising in an innocent way. No. So sometimes, okay, like today I was doing a lot of tanzir with my friend. Okay? Like he's going through a difficult time. Okay, and he was, telling me things, and I started like preaching him and saying, you should do this, you should do that, stop doing this. Like, okay, it wasn't the first time because it was many times. So I wholeheartedly was, preaching him. Like, yeah, okay. So in that case, I was doing a lot of tanzir, the act of preaching someone or giving them advice or like, telling them you should do this or you should do that. It's tanzir, and sometimes a person can tell me bala tanzir without tanzir, which means stop preaching me or stop maybe bossing me around or stop telling me what to do or what not to do. Bala tanzir. Or tanzir is the act of doing it, okay? For example, you can use it of course as a verb. So مثلا اليوم أنا كنت عم نظر. So there's a fatha on the noon, a shadda with a kasra on the z. نظر. كنت عم نظر عرفيقي. I was like preaching on my friend, we say in Arabic عرفيقي. كنت عم نظر عليه, on him. عرفيقي, on my friend, or عليه, on him. Okay, so كنت عم نظر عليه. Here I wrote عم بنظر, he is preaching علي, on me, which means he's preaching me, he's bossing me around, he's telling me what to do or not to do, kind of in a way that like when I say إنه بلا تنظير or عم بتنظر علي, kind of I'm saying yeah, it's easier said than done, because yeah, it's easy for you to say do this, do that, but you're not understanding my situation. You can use it in that sense as well, okay? When you say بلا تنظير, or when you say هو عم بينظر علي, or أنا عم بنظر عليه. Okay? Okay, so far, let me know if you have questions. Now, the next one is, guys, it's very, very important to say these out loud with me and look at them at the same time, okay? Because they all will sound the same to you and you might get confused. And I'm going to repeat them in the end, okay? So the next one is manzar. Manzar, view, a beautiful view, manzar. Okay, so if it's a nice view, I can say, wow, شو هالمنظر. Or for example, المنظر حلو من البالكون, from the balcony. Okay, منظر, it's a view. In the plural, we say مناظر. منظر, مناظر. You see, also it has the noon and the dha and the ra. Okay? Because you know, a view is something that you also see. Manzar, manazir. Okay? Manzar hello. Manzar bish'a, for example, a bad view. Okay? In the plural, it's manazir. Manazir. So manzar بالمفرد, manazir بالجمع. The next one is minzar. Minzar. Minzar is a perspective. Minzar. There is a kasra under the meme and a sukoon on the noon. Minzar. Okay? So, for example, I can say to someone, شوف الأمور. Look at the matters. Look, it's written here. Look at it. شوف الأمور. Look at the matters. من غير منظار. From another perspective. شوف الأمور. See the matters. من غير منظار. From another perspective. So منظار is a perspective, because when it's a perspective, you see it from your own perspective side. You know what I mean? So that's the word منظار. Again, related to the same family of words. منظار. Now here, notice the one before the last word. I wrote nadur. I didn't write nazur or nazur. No, because in Lebanese we use the word nadur for it. Okay, we pronounce it as a da, and nadur is the, what do you call that thing you look with, like you can see far? I forgot totally. Yalla, somebody tell me the thing you look with very far and you see small things as big. I forgot. So that's nadur. Nadur. Okay? Yalla, somebody tell me what is nadur in English. What is nadur? You know? The thing you look with. Yeah. Binocular. Yeah. You look with it and it goes far. Yeah? I think yes. Not a telescope. No, not the telescope. The one that is like two. And you can check things for them to become big. I don't think it's the telescope. The telescope is the long one, right? So that, yeah, that's binoculars. So that's nadur. Also, it comes from the same root, nun, dha, and ra, but in Lebanese, we pronounce it as a da, nadur. Okay? And the last word for today, I wrote it, but we don't use it in Lebanese. It's, okay, first of all, in standard Arabic, they say nadhara. But like in Egypt, they use it, and it's nadara. They pronounce it as a da, nadara, and it's glasses, eyeglasses, nadara, because it helps you see, nadara. But in standard Arabic, it's nadara. But in Lebanese, we don't say it, and we say awainit. Yes, Antonio, صح, awainit. So, but in standard Arabic, there is a word for it, which is nadara. Okay, in Lebanese we say عوينات. Even the Lebanese, when they want to pronounce it in standard Arabic, we say نظارة. And sometimes, yeah, like it's the way we pronounce standard Arabic as well. Okay, so نظارة in Egypt they say نظارة. In Lebanon we say عوينات. Check Antonio's comment. عوينات. Okay, يلا, shall we repeat and say them out loud? And tomorrow this can be your homework, to say them out loud, to write them down, to write down the meanings next to them. Try to put them into sentences so that all these confusing similar sounds don't become confusing anymore. Okay? Yalla, I'm gonna check them and repeat. So all these words have the letters noon, dha, and ra, which are related to seeing. Okay? The first one is nazara yanzuru in standard Arabic. As I said, in Lebanese we pronounce even standard Arabic as a za instead of nazara yanzuru, which is he looked and he looks. The next word, yalla, check them out with me and say out loud with me. Yalla, who's saying out loud with me? Say me if you are. Okay? So the next word is nazar. Nazar is sight. Yeah, the act of seeing, sight. So when I say to someone bala nazar, I'm saying literally without sight, which means, can't you see in front of you? Like bala nazar, shu bala nazar. Nice, well done, guys. So bala nazar, or sometimes you can say to someone bala nazar. For example, if Antonio loves very good, everyone. If Antonio loves somebody and that person doesn't love him back, I say, شو بلا نظر. Like, you know, they don't see your value or they don't appreciate you. بلا نظر. Okay? You can also use the phrase بغض النظر عن. بغض النظر عن. بغض النظر عن. Irrespective of or despite what happened. مثلا بغض النظر عن اللي صار بحبه. بعدني بحبه. Despite what happened, I still love him. But if I say not بغض النظر, if I say أنا ب with a scoon on the b and the kasra under the ghain, أنا بغض, it's a one syllable word, بغض, أنا بغض النظر, I disregard something, like consciously disregard something. Okay, so بغض النظر, you see it's بغض, two syllables, بغض النظر, that's irrespective of, and it's not a verb. بس أنا بغض النظر, that's one syllable, بغض, أنا بغض النظر عن, I disregard something. نظرة is one look. Okay, نظر is your sight. نظر. Okay, for example, you can say نظري ضعيف, my sight is weak, like, you know, maybe I need glasses. But if you say نظرة, it's that look, the way you look at someone. نظرة. Okay, for example, I gave the example نظرته بتقتل, his look is a killer. Or نظرتها بتقتل, her look is a killer. Now, the next one is ناظر. ناظر. And the feminine, it's ناظرة. So you see in the masculine بالمذكر عم بقول ناظر, there is a كسرة under the za. But بالمؤنث ناظرة, في سكون على الزا, there is a سكون on the za. ناظر, ناظرة. Supervisor, like especially the school one who's like, you know, annoying and, you know. Hi Jorge. تنظير is like preaching and supervising someone the whole time and giving your opinion and not really understanding their point of view and how they are feeling. So that's why if I say to someone بلا تنظير, like stop, you know, maybe there is another word in English, not just like preaching, but yeah, stop giving advice, بلا تنظير, stop preaching, stop bossing me around, stop like being, you know, you don't understand what's going on, you know, it's easier said than done, or something like that. بلا تنظير. Or you can use it as a verb. عم بينظر علي, literally he is نظرing on me. عم بينظر علي, which means he's preaching me, like, you know, he's easily saying, it's easier said than done, he's giving me his opinion and all of that. Hi Rosie, so عم بينظر علي. And منظر is a view, because you see the beautiful view. منظر حلو, منظر بشع. And مناظر in the plural, it's the view that you have somewhere on a balcony or on a mountain or something like that, that kind of view. Okay, now the next one is منظار. منظار, which is perspective. منظار, I gave the example of شوف الأمور من غير منظار. شوف, or in the feminine, if I'm speaking to a woman, I say شوفي. شوفي الأمور من غير منظار. See the matters or look at the matters from a different perspective. منظار. And there's نادور, not pronounced as ناظور in Lebanese, no, we pronounce it as نادور. نادور يعني binoculars. نادور. And finally, I give the example of نظارة, or pronounced as نظارة, the way Lebanese Arabic pronounced the standard Arabic. Or in Egypt, they say نظارة. But in Lebanon, we don't use it, which means glasses or eyeglasses or sunglasses. It doesn't matter. In Lebanese, we just say عوينت. And that's it. That's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. This is a lesson that looks easy and difficult. Easy because it's just words, and difficult because it's tricky. How are you going to pronounce them? You might not be able to pronounce them. I'm just checking if anyone has a question. Guys, if anyone has a question, yalla, let me know before I leave. So make sure tomorrow, make it like every time I post a lesson, make it a habit. Maybe grab a piece of paper, a pencil, sit down, write them down, listen to me again, say with me, do some parrot work. It's the most important way of learning a language, by listening, hearing, reading, writing, and saying things at the same time. Yani you're using all your brain parts to learn it. Okay? One more time before I go, I wanna let ناظر يعني supervisor. Okay. So one more time, I wanted to say, if you want to learn Lebanese Arabic with more structure, from A to Z in every course, you can follow my 30-day challenge courses. I recorded one of them with Rosie. She can tell you about it. So these are courses where we go much more into details, and you have the option also to hear conversations, to do a lot of grammar, but everything is very, very well structured. It comes also with audio material, tons of audio material, tons of PDF files, and tons of notes that I record, and of course a recorded lesson as a video. So this is a great opportunity for you to do a 30-day challenge on your own with flexibility, but at the same time have a challenge, and as well come to Q&A sessions throughout the week with me so that I can get to know you, see your faces, and answer any questions that you have. I think that's it for today. The next in-person 30-day challenge on Zoom is gonna be possibly in mid-February. I'm gonna announce the date soon. I'm not sure when it's gonna be, but I'm doing less in-person lessons so that I can devote much more time to create more content for the time being and to make things sustainable for both you and me. يلا bon nuit guys. بشوفكن يمكن بكرة. Okay? يلا. Thank you for watching. Bye.